Everybody, Mike the Machine here. So I want to ask you, have you heard about the Sally syndrome? The Sally syndrome, that's what I call it. That's what society in America is trying to ram down our throats. You know, mess with our minds. All the weak people that let the society mess with your mind. Sally syndrome is when you have a bunch of grown men acting like a bunch of babies, sucking on their thumbs, pissing and moaning, whining and crying, blah, blah, wah, wah. You know, I don't understand. I've said this before in real man videos of where in the frig have all the real men gone? And what's happened is America has decided that they don't want any real alpha males. They don't want any testosterone driven, hard charging, goal setting, goal attaining, lady loving, masculine, hard chargers. They want a bunch of puss boys that are non-masculine. I mean, I know, come on, you've seen it in the news. I try not to watch a lot of TV unless my first lady wants to watch something, because it's all a bunch of crap. It's all an agenda. It all comes from the top, trying to ram it down your throat about how they want you to be and what's supposed to be okay and not okay. Well, see, I don't stand for that, because I stand when others bow and bow when others stand. I don't tuck my tail between my legs and go run and cry in a corner or give in to their freaking silliness. You know, they don't want you to have testosterone. They don't want you to be masculine. They don't want you to train, because guys that train and actually work out and set goals and make things happen, guys that are actually gentlemen, guys that walk tall with their head up high because their neck's so thick they can't do anything but look up and not look down. Guys that walk with their shoulders back, they got a small waist, nice lat spread, and they got abs. And I'm not talking about pretty boy six-pack abs. I'm talking about hardcore abs, the kind of abs that are functional. Come. Excuse me, got my boys with me. That are functional, made for tactical functionality, made for action, made for combat. They don't want that. Why? Because they think we pose a threat. They want a bunch of limp-wristed puss boys walking around cowering with a bunch of pacifiers in their mouth, acting like they need to be in a skirt and a pair of heels with makeup on their face, acting like a little girl. I don't understand what happened. I thought men were supposed to be men. So I call this the Sally syndrome. So one way to not be a Sally is, number one, use your brain. You all have a brain, supposedly, but we all have a brain. But what happens is, these people that are not with a strong mindset, sorry about the sun, they fall into this idiocy that's run by the loons, and they follow what TV says from the agenda, and it demasculinizes the maximized man, because they don't want us to be maximized. Let me see if I can change this. They want us to be a bunch of wimps. So first, what you do is you don't pay attention to all that nonsense. You don't pay attention. You think for yourself and use your brain. And that's one of the worst things they want. That's one of the worst things they don't want, actually, is they don't want us thinking for ourselves. They want us acting like a bunch of puppets and like the blind leading the blind, you see? So it's important that you use your head and think for yourself. And if you don't believe in something, then you don't go along with the flow. You do what you believe in, and you stick to that. Number two, work out. Build your body. You see all these little beta males with their little scarves on, their little 160-pound soaking wet bodies with their little tiny wasp waists. I mean, hell, these guys got waists the size of my wife's waist, and my wife's a tiny little lady that's built, works out, trains. Now you got men looking like chicks. I don't get it. I don't think it's cool. I think it's ridiculous, because they want to kill maximized manhood. Now, number three, be a man. Be a stinking man. And it's okay for you to be heterosexual and love your wife. That doesn't mean that you're a racist. It doesn't mean you're a homophobe. It doesn't mean you're against the LGBT, all these other people, or whatever, the girls that wear beards and guys that got makeup on their face and, you know, earrings tied to their crotch and who knows what else with chains. Come. That's not what that means. It just simply means that you're a heterosexual male that likes the opposite sex. What is the big deal about that? I don't quite understand. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like I always say, you keep your side of the street clean. If you're a man, you shouldn't be worried about what other men are doing. You should be worried about what they're doing in their house, what they're doing in their bedroom, what they're doing. I mean, you see these guys on YouTube, these fitness channels, and these knuckleheads are in their parents' basement doing gossip channels about what this fella did, what this person did, this guy's taking drugs, this guy's not. I mean, I've said this before. It's absolutely insane. It's a bunch of freaking silliness. I mean, it makes the estrogen in my body go up so high, I feel like I'm going to put on a skirt. Call myself Michelle. Michelle Marie. Forget the machine, be Michelle Marie. What the fudge, man? Good gracious. So, be a man. If you have a wife, I call my wife my first lady, or girlfriend, what have you, it's okay. If you got a nice bicep, here's a tip. Don't hold her hand. Let her hold that arm. And you escort her. See, they're trying to take away a man being a gent. See, it's okay to escort a woman. It's okay to pull a chair out for her. It's okay to hold the door for her. It's okay to hold the door for a guy. No big deal. Being a true gent is a class act, and it's a lost art. So, the Sally syndrome, they don't want you to do any of that stuff. They want you to, someone calls you a name, they want you to go cry in a corner and suck on your thumb and get back on your mama's tit. I just don't understand, and I'm not trying to be very vulgar, I'm just telling you the truth. Man up, Look down between your legs and get some gusto. Put your head forward and walk. And walk your own path. Don't follow all this nasty silliness, because it's only getting worse. And the more that men that used to be real men succumb to this idiocy, the less real men we're going to have. And we'll be surrounded by a bunch of limp-wristed Sallys that want to piss and moan and complain. And whenever a real man comes along with some muscle and a goal, and he puts one foot in front of the other, has a little swagger to his step, with his chest up, his shoulders back, and his chest out, it'd be like the equivalent of like Godzilla coming romping through a city. These little wimps will go hide in a corner. So as I always say, you do one thing perfect. Only one thing, and that's be yourself. So you do you, I'll do me. And until then, own your stinking day. And if you want to protect your brain, you got to train your neck to protect it. Do that going to netflixmachine.com. So I thought I'd go outside for a little jaunt with my dogs and talk to you instead of being in the gym. So own your day. Ciao.